is going on, guys? My name is Coach Shell YouTube channel and you are watching another video on the Coach Shell YouTube channel belongs to Born Book built for Theme Park News. Now this news update comes from the Walt Disney Studios Park over in Disneyland Resort Paris. And this is sort of, well, the main bulk of the video is around that Studio Tram Tour and the future of the Studio Tram Tour, which we now in fact know from a recent event held by Disney themselves. So, as a sort of run-up to this news, we also got the impression that Art of Disney Animation, it's been closed ever since. We don't know what's been happening to it, however it's now been confirmed at the event by Disney that the Art of Disney Animation building, where they create all the characters and the magic begins, it's now going to be transformed into a new Frozen experience, which seems like the stage for some kind of Frozen sing-along experience. Now, like we said, big stuff over there, but of course the main bulk of the news, like we said earlier, comes from the Studio Tram Tour behind the magic, where we've been under the impression for a long while now that it's set to be closed and demolished for the Horizon 2026 expansion. Of course, if you didn't know already, where 3 lands are set to be coming to the Walt Disney Studios Park as part of a reimagination of the Walt Disney Studios Park. Now, of course, Studio Tram Tour is a simulator tram style ride. It opened with the Walt Disney Studios Park in 2002. Now, we've been under the impression, like we said, that it's set to be closed, ready for this expansion for this Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Frozen Land and Marvel Land. Of course, Marvel Land replacing Armageddon Special Effects and the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Of course, big update from America with Aerosmith pretty much leaving the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney World as well. So, it really is the end of the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. But one big thing that we found out this week is that Studio Tram Tour is in fact staying, and not only staying, but it's set to be relocated to another area of the park. Now, the supposed area of relocation for the Studio Tram Tour is set to be around near RC Racer, or opposite RC Racer, in a flat piece of land near to Toy Story Land. And it's set to receive a Pixar Retheme. So, I guess maybe it's going to be in its own plaza area, or they could possibly join it onto Toy Story Land and sort of expand the Pixar brand maybe into like a Pixar area rather than just Toy Story Land. But maybe that's something for the future. However, the retheme for this Studio Tram Tour is set to be rethemed to the Cars Tram Tour around the Pixar film Cars. Maybe there's some Cars 2 and Cars 3 references in there as well. But it seems like the first Cars film is the main bulk theme of the rethemed and relocated Studio Tram Tour. Now, of course, some big things are going to be questioned about this possible pretty much relocation of the Studio Tram Tour behind the magic into that supposed Toy Story Land flatland near RC Racer. Of course, some big questions are going to arise about certain scenes in the attraction. One big scene I think will be demolished is the London scene. I think that's, and to be fair, I think a lot of Disney fans are thinking the London scene is going to get demolished for this retheme of Cars. But one thing I don't expect to be demolished and I expect to see rethemed is Catastrophe Canyon. Now, Catastrophe Canyon, if you didn't know already, it's a major scene in the Studio Tram Tour. I experienced it myself when I was 6 years old. It felt hot when the flames went up, but it was a really great experience, and in my opinion, it was my favourite scene from the attraction. Of course, the Disney Studios Park has changed since 2006 up until now, 2019, and of course, you know, I've been wanting to go back to Disney for so long now, but I think I might hold it back till at least 2026 when this whole expansion is finished, so I can experience the new Walt Disney Studios Park. So yeah, Catastrophe Canyon is one of my favourite scenes, with the flames out and the trucks sort of falling down. You've got the waterfall on the tram, on the cars itself. I expect that to be sort of rethemed to like a Radiator Springs Canyon. Maybe put some Cars figurines on there, maybe get some audio on there. I'd expect the trams maybe to be, the actual cars, the tram design, I expect that to be changed and rethemed and redesigned, maybe to fit like an outstretched Pixar car, animated car, and he's sort of travelling through Radiator Springs. I expect that's going to be like the story, kind of like Radio Springs Racers, for example, or that Radiator Springs sort of test track style car attraction over in the American Disney park. I expect something like that kind of theme where you're travelling through Radiator Springs, but of course with it being the tram tour, I'd expect some things to go wrong. AI, the Catastrophe Canyon. Now of course there is another major scene further on in the ride, which is of course the big flame sort of in the giant pit, like it's the Dragon's Roar or something like that, that's later on in the ride after Catastrophe Canyon. So there's another big fire scene there as well as the truck being on fire previously in that Catastrophe Canyon scene. So I'm expecting that scene, that later on scene, maybe that fire is going to get removed, maybe they're going to change that scene around. It's going to be an interesting move by the Walt Disney Studios Park to relocate this attraction. Of course, with it being a relocation of the Studio Tram Tour, I'm expecting some scenes to not go with the relocated attraction, and I'm expecting it to construct some brand new scenes relating to that Cars theme. Now, I said earlier about how this could be the start of like a Pixar massive themed area themed to Pixar rather than just a Toy Story Land. So the Toy Story Land is like a mini area in the big Pixar area perhaps. So you have the Cars Tram Tour and you've got Toy Story Land, and of course you've got Ratatouille dark ride that opened in 2014 in its own Parisian street. Maybe they're going to connect. I know Toy Story Land and the Parisian street for the Ratatouille dark ride are already connected, and of course with the relocation of the Studio Tram Tour into Cars Tram Tour, that's going to create a new link as well. But to be fair, I saw the map of the Horizon expansion, the 2026 expansion. I saw the concept art, and I saw where this Cars Tram Tour relocation is going to be. There's still a lot of land out to the right of it, so if they create like an exit path or like a pathway through, so it's not, so you sort of got more room to expand, I would expect to see that Pixar area, maybe some inside out attractions, maybe they could throw in some more Pixar stuff, like maybe bring in some of the short films, maybe do like a children's ride theme to that. Bounding. If you ever watched that, it's a 2005 short film. It's like a jackalope and a sheep that got, you know, sheared of its skin, and it was like a dancing sheep, and then it was sort of sad about being ugly and stuff like that, and the jackalope sort of, you know, cheered him up and told him to do more than just dance. Those of you who have watched the Pixar short films will know what I mean. I'd like to see some of the short films maybe come into it, day and night. I mean, that would be an amazing theme for an attraction of some sort. That would be an amazing theme. Maybe retell the story of that short film in a dark ride system. That would be brilliant. Of course, Inside Out, I'd love to see something from that as well. They've been doing the Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind over in the American park. So I would like to see maybe a clone of that. Maybe it's a flat ride kind of attraction, like the Emotional Whirlwind. So maybe you're sitting in one of those thought bubbles and you're being spun around in like a flying kind of family ride, maybe kind of way. Or maybe it's like a hot air balloon family ride, like one of those Zamperla ones, and it's like the Emotional Whirlwind, and like the balloons are sort of like you thought, like the cars of your balloons, like thought bubbles maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's a million different ways I could go with this. I mean, there's some huge potential with this Cars Tram Tour being located in that brand new expansion area. So like I said, I am super excited for this new attraction. Now that is going to be it from this update from the relocation of the Studio Tram Tour. I'm sorry I had to delete the SeaWorld San Antonio video. It froze like halfway through. I've got no idea why. But I don't know why the footage froze halfway through, but this sort of make up for it, because it's all about the Studio Tram Tour and it's behind the magic. So we're bringing that magic back to Coast Shell YouTube channel. So thank you very much for watching this news update, this Theme Park Newsroom update from the relocation of the Studio Tram Tour at the Walt Disney Studios Park. Make sure you like this video, make sure you comment your thoughts on the video, make sure you comment your suggestions about what you want to see happen with this Cars Tram Tour. What scenes do you think they should include? Do you think they should do all 3 films or just 1 film? Make sure you subscribe to Coast Shell YouTube channel for more Theme Park Newsroom updates, and click the notification bell so you never miss any other YouTube content from this channel. My name is Aaron Chandler. Thank you very much for watching another Theme Park News update on Coast Shell YouTube channel, and now it's time to keep living the coast life, my dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care, have an awesome day, my friends.